Let us go then, you and I, when the evening is spread out against the sky. Like a patient etherized upon a table, let us go through certain half-deserted streets, the muttering retreats of restless nights in one-night cheap hotels and sawdust restaurants with oyster shells. Streets that follow like a tedious argument of insidious intent, to lead you to an overwhelming question. Oh, do not ask. What is it? Let us go and make our visit. In the room, the woman will come and go, talking of Michelangelo. The yellow fog that rubs its back upon the window panes, the yellow smoke that rubs its muzzle on the window panes, licked its tongue into the corners of the evening, lingered upon the pools that stand in drains, let fall upon its back the soot that falls from chimneys, slipped by the Paris, made a sudden leap, and seeing that it was a soft October night, curled once about the house and fell asleep. And indeed, there will be time for the yellow smoke that slides along the street, rubbing its back upon the window panes. There will be time to prepare a face to meet the faces that you meet. There will be time to murder and create. One time for all the works and days of hand that lift and drop a question on your plate. Time for you and time for me, and time yet for 100 indecisions and for 100 visions and revisions before taking of a toast and tea. In the room, the woman come and go, talking of Michelangelo. And indeed, there will be a time to wonder, do I dare, and do I dare? Time to turn back and descend the stair with a bald spot in the middle of my hair, and they will say how his hair is growing thin. My morning coat, my collar mounted firmly to the chin, my necktie rich and modest and asserted by a simple pin. They will say, but how his arms and legs are thin. Do I dare disturb the universe in a minute? There is time for decisions and revisions, which a minute will reverse. For I have known them all already, known them all, have known the evenings, mornings, afternoons. I have measured out my life with costly spoons. I know the voices dying with the dying fall, beneath the music from a farther room. So how should I presume? Shall I say, I have gone at dusk to narrow streets, and watched the smoke that rises from the pipes of lonely men in short seats leaning out the windows? I should have been a pair of ragged claws, scuttling across the floor of silent seas. And the afternoon, the evening sleeps so peacefully, smoothed by long fingers, asleep, tired, or its malingers. Stretched on the floor here beside you and me, should I after tea and cakes and ices have the strength to force the moment to its crises? But though I have wept and fasted, wept and prayed, and would it have been worth it after all? Would it have been worthwhile after the sunsets and the dooryards and the sprinkled streets, after the novels, after the teacups, after the skirts that trail along the floor, and this, and so much more? Is it impossible to say just what I mean? But as if a magic lantern through the nerves and patterns on a screen, would it have been worthwhile if one, settling a pillow or throwing off a shawl and turning towards the window, should say, that is not it at all. That is not what I meant at all.